the rainbow tree, and the missing light. A tale from the Valley of the Seven Colors. Once upon a time, in a land so distant that no human map could reach it, and no traveler's foot had ever touched it, there was a wondrous valley known as the Valley of the Seven Colors. This valley was like a living dream, a magical painting drawn by the hand of imagination, where nature danced with enchantment and marvels lived alongside simplicity. Even the wisest owls and the eldest mountain dragons told stories about this valley, stories full of awe and wonder. The valley was surrounded by 7 mountains, each in a different color. The red mountain shimmered like ripe cherries under the sunlight. The orange mountain glowed warmly like a late summer sunset. The yellow one was so bright you had to squint when looking at it, as if staring into the sun itself. The green mountain was covered in dense, mossy forests that whispered songs of nature. The light blue mountain seemed made from pieces of the sky itself, while the indigo one was as mysterious as the depths of the sea. And the violet mountain sparkled at night, as if its stones were made of precious amethyst. At the heart of the valley lived creatures unlike any known in our world. Kind humans, talking animals, fairies with wings made of morning dew, and trees that spoke of ancient times. The flowers sang softly when the breeze passed through, and birds danced in the air with butterflies. Even the lakes reflected more than mere images, they mirrored dreams. But in the center of all this beauty stood one being that was the heart and soul of the valley. Lumina, the rainbow tree. Lumina, the rainbow tree Lumina stood tall and proud at the center of the valley, like a guardian of hope and light. She was no ordinary tree. Her bark was transparent, like crystal, shimmering with soft hues at all times. Her leaves changed colors with every breeze, from fiery red to emerald green to soft sky blue, as if she breathed the colors of the rainbow. Every evening, as the sun set and the stars began to peek through, Lumina would start to glow. She radiated a gentle, warm light, not just illuminating the land, but bringing peace to every heart around her. Her light had the power to protect dreams, chase away nightmares, and heal wounded animals. Every night, children would gather around her, listening to the stories she told of lost treasures, of beings made of light, and of a secret that lived in every pure heart. But one morning, as the valley awoke to the song of birds, something terrible happened. Lumina's light was gone. The light fades. At first, it seemed like a passing mistake. Some early waking children saw her light flickering in the branches like a candle about to go out. Then it weakened, and suddenly, it was gone. A strange silence fell across the valley. The birds stopped singing. The flowers closed their petals. Even the sky looked pale, as if cloaked in sorrow. Everyone gathered around Lumina. Her branches drooped toward the ground. Her leaves lost their color, like they were mourning. Cold wind began to blow, a wind no one had ever felt before. Then, from the crowd, came old Grandma Glimmerth, oldest and wisest fairy in the valley. She gently placed her hand on Lumina's trunk and closed her eyes. She stood still for a long time, then finally opened her eyes and whispered, "The light has been stolen!" Gasps filled the air. Who would dare do such a thing? And why? Glimmer raised her hand and said, "There is only one creature who could have done this. His name is Morvax. The legend of Morvax." Morvax wasn't just a name. He was a dark legend, whispered to children at bedtime. A creature born of pure light, but filled with sorrow and loneliness. Until he turned into shadow. He had hidden away deep beneath the violet mountain where no light could reach and no sound could be heard. Grandma Glimmer said, "If he has taken the light, there is only one way to get it back. Someone must go. Someone with a pure and brave heart, unafraid of the darkness." Silence fell again. Then, a small boy stepped forward. He was no older than 10. His hair was fiery red, his face full of freckles, and his eyes shone with a light that couldn't be described. He said softly, "I will go." Shock filled the crowd. "A child?" But Grandma Glimmer smiled and said, "You will not go alone." The Shining Companions. 3 companions joined Jory on his journey. Leah, a tiny fairy with wings made of morning dew who could bring flowers to life with a single glance. Brum, a round, jolly little bear who loved laughter and snacks but had a fearless heart. Nello, a wind dragon, no bigger than a cat, who could turn into mist and spoke with the voice of the breeze. They traveled through forests that whispered stories, crossed the river sea on the backs of turtle islands, and climbed the sky mountain where the stars seemed close enough to whisper dreams. Along the way, they faced many trials. The riddle goblin, who blocked their path and asked riddles that could only be solved with the heart, not the mind. The desert of lost colors, where each of them had to face their deepest fear and learn how to overcome it. The canyon of forgotten voices, where echoes of the past tried to confuse and mislead them. But each challenge made them stronger. Their friendship grew deeper. And Jory, who once seemed like just a small child, became a glowing light of courage from within. The shadow confronted. After many days, they reached the Violet Mountain. Its depths held a gate of black stone, etched with moving, living symbols. Leah said, "From here, Jory, you must go alone. Only your light can face the shadow." He hugged his friends, took a deep breath, and stepped inside. The darkness was absolute. Not a sound, not a single glimmer. But Jory was not afraid. In his hand was a small bottle inside it, a single ray of sunlight, gifted by Grandma Glimmer. He opened it, and golden light burst forth like a flame in eternal night. He followed it deeper and deeper until he reached a vast chamber. There sat Morvax. He was enormous, cloaked in shadow, but his face wasn't evil. It was sad. In his hand, he held a sphere of light Lumina's heart. Jory asked gently, "Why did you do this?" Morvax replied, "Because I forgot how the light felt. I wanted to keep it, but it doesn't warm you if you don't share it." Jory stepped closer and reached out his hand. "Come with me. We'll return it together. You won't be alone anymore." Tears welled up in Morvax's eyes. And then he transformed not into shadow, but into light. He became Moro, again a being of both light and shadow, no longer lost to darkness. When Jory returned, Lumina was glowing again, more beautiful than ever. The flowers sang, the stars danced, and every heart in the valley felt warm again. As for Moro, he became the new keeper of balance. For even shadows, when they do not swallow the light but live beside it, become part of the beauty. And from that day on, every child in the valley learned that light doesn't only live in the sky, but also in hearts. And that even the smallest, purest heart can light up an entire world. If you liked the story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more magical tales and wondrous adventures. See you in the next story. Goodbye.